It's time for Money Power Politics. Trump's next big tariff deadline is August 1st, about 2.5 weeks away from now. So far, he appears to have only landed a few primary agreements, and he has sent dozens of letters to countries dictating new tariff rates. But today, he insisted all those letters now count as deals and said there are more coming.
We have some pretty good deals to announce, but every time we send out a letter, that's a deal. The big one really is going to be on the 150 countries that we're really not negotiating with, and they're smaller. We don't do much business with them. We'll have well over 150 countries that we're just going to send a notice of payment out, and the notice of payment is going to say what the tariff, and it's all going to be the same for everyone, for that group.
Did you hear what he said? Every time we send a letter, that's a deal. No, it's not. But I want to hear what the Nightcap says about this. Max, what is your reaction to this?
You know, we've talked about these deals for quite some time now, and it's clear that Donald Trump doesn't love the actual deal, but he loves the attention and the show business of it all.
Yeah, and he loves people coming to him saying, please, sir.
Oh, they love it when, they kiss up to him and the whole 9 yards. But what's amazing is what Donald Trump is not talking about, right? He's not talking about actually bringing manufacturing jobs to America, which isn't from a trade issue. That's a domestic growth issue. He's not talking about addressing the war in Ukraine. Any hard to tackle issue, he's not actually discussing. So it's going to be more of the same, I think. I think he likes the fact that he can push the expiration date over and over and over again, and no one seems to care, because this is his ideal circumstance, pure, unadulterated, meaningless show business.
Okay, if he wants to bring manufacturing back, then his most recent move, imposing this big tariff on copper, is going to do just the opposite. Mm-hmm. What is your take on this?
Oh, I think the rest of the world sees this for what it is. I mean, you have now Pew data saying that countries like Brazil, Germany, France, Canada, Australia, Italy have the same view of the United States that they do of China. Maybe like 1 point difference.
What?
Same view from these major economic countries that are supposed to be our trading partners and our allies. And what they see in China is reliability and predictability. So the whole volatile market thing, can't see where I'm moving, can't catch me, it only works for Trump's showmanship. It's not working for any long-term deals or investments. Wow. Add on top of that the thing that the United States had going for itself was the willingness to use soft power investments, development dollars to build things, to give back to communities, effectively buy goodwill. That is not a Trump concept of buying goodwill. He will bully you into giving you his minerals or your minerals, but that's getting rid of that effectively got rid of the other piece of the puzzle that the world cared about.
I mean, the key meme of the second Trump administration is the one where he's, here's a tariff. Oh, this is going to be great for the economy. Oh, I'm taking it away and I made a deal. Oh, that's the art of the deal. I mean, like, you've seen this meme, I'm sure.
Yes.
It's this Schrodinger's box in which every country in the United States are in a constant state of both being tariffed and having a deal almost in place. And we're never going to get to be open that box, because once we do, once it's settled, it takes away the showmanship. It takes away the interest of Donald Trump. And it's just like, all of us have been through this so many times. Of course, the markets are going to be like, right? Like, all of us are like, all of America's like,
What I don't get is these smaller countries, they're not even economic powerhouses. Sure. So what do we get out of this?
What do we get out of bullying Japan right now? Where we literally own their military operation there after World War II. They don't even have a military. What do we get by bullying them at this moment?
Well, the biggest tell here, obviously, is Brazil, right? He goes to Brazil and is like, I'm putting big tariffs on because you were mean to my friend. Right? Like, that's literally what he said about Bolsonaro, and he wants to have the charges dropped against Bolsonaro. Like, okay, well, like, how's that an economic emergency? How's that a valid use of presidential power? But this is what he's doing, right? He sees it as leverage, which is part of why he enjoys it, and then he enjoys the showmanship.
Right, but we still don't even know if he's a free trader or a protectionist. That's what's also so crazy about all of this. Is it that he is upset that other countries have tariffs on us? Or is he upset that there isn't enough manufacturing in the United States of America, which would mean that irrespective of other countries' tariffs on us, he would want tariffs on them? One day he's the ultimate free trader. You eliminate your tariffs, we'll eliminate ours. And the next day he's saying, I don't care what you do. We want to have tariffs here at home for tax production and manufacturing.
How much leverage do we have in terms of these tariff talks?
most of these aren't even real conversations, right? That's the challenge. Like,
What do you mean by that?
who are the diplomats? Who are the negotiators here in this situation? Like, where are these meetings happening? At what level are these meetings happening? Sending a letter is not really an illegal opening salvo for anything binding. So you have these high-level phone calls in which leaders and foreign ministers are trying to just calm him down and cool things off. But there is no actual discussion back and forth about, all right, what does it look like to change our economic trade agreement?
Right. And all of these deals we've seen are just total broad strokes. Like,
I mean, do you remember the North Korea quote unquote deal that we had? And it had lots, we had a visit, we had flags. There was no actual deal.
All right, I have a new topic. We all know how much the president hates it when numbers contradict his narrative. Now his administration is purging and defunding agencies that track federal data. I want to understand what is at stake. What does that mean for all of us? Because, well, the average person might be like, the data we get from these agencies are how businesses figure out how to invest, how to plan, how to hire.
It is how we know the truth about our current reality and our recent history. And the collection of federal data has been considered something completely politically independent. The jobs numbers that we talk about every month, that is the Department of Labor and Bureau of Labor Statistics. What we know about what is happening with the weather and meteorology, that is also government data that we collect. What this allows Trump to do is erase any record of what might contradict his desires and his policies. And it also makes it very difficult for people to make independent decisions. And so it increases reliance on personalities and politics and those who get access to senior officials, rather than, we can make decisions because this is a free, open, and fair sharing of information.
It's also how we execute good politics, right? So if anything, our numbers production at the federal government was already horrible. He's about to look at how the Biden administration reacted to inflation. They caught it like 18 months later. My 5-year-old knew about it because he was, I guess he doesn't get pissed off about the price of pizza. I buy it. Toys. But you get my point, right?
The price of pizza is really, it remains very high.
Where did the dollar slice go?
Listen, we talk about it all the time. My show was just saying, remember when it was a $30 dinner and somehow it's a $50 dinner now. Go get a small ice cream somewhere at $6.50. When did that happen?
We used to have date night on Fridays. Now it's once a month.
Maybe it's because nobody wants to go on a date with you, but that's neither here nor there. Go back to this.
So, look, it was clear that the Biden administration did not identify inflation because their numbers were horrible and their head was in the sand. That's not a reason to eliminate these offices. That's a reason to do exactly the opposite. Double down, triple down on your investment in them and actually bring them into the 21st century so that we can get our politics right, which is the execution of public policy based off of the needs and sentiments of the people, what they're feeling, what they're saying, and what they want. That's what makes this so horrible.